Hi, everybody. Welcome to our next weekly broadcast from On the Bias Designs. I am Kim Jans. I am the owner of On the Bias Designs. I know we missed everybody last week, but we're back this week. So I want to cover a couple things before we get into showing you some really cool stuff. So first off, if you didn't notice, in favor of Mother's Day and the fact that I absolutely love flowers, we have 10% off all of our floral fabrics this through the end of the month. So if you go on the site, you pick a fabric that's got a floral. When you go to the checkout, you'll automatically get 10% off those fabrics. So that'll be through the end of the month. We're also going to be posting our YouTube schedule through the end of the year. That should happen probably by the end of this weekend. We'll have that posted out there so you guys will be able to see our whole YouTube schedule. We will still have reminders on Facebook, but we'll have the whole YouTube schedule out on our website as well. And then last but not least, next week at our live stream, we're going to actually talk about Virtual Quilt Club. And I alluded to this a little bit in the newsletter that we sent out a week or so ago. But we're going to be trying something kind of fun. It's going to almost be virtual Quilt Club by mail. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that next week when we are when we're live streaming. We'll give you some ideas, and then we're going to have a place where you can sign up if you're interested. We'll also have the cost out there as well. So with that, let's get into some new fabric that we got. So it has been, there's just a ton of fabric coming out right now for winter, for Christmas. And I know the other week we did a whole thing on Christmas fabric, and we were all dressed up like it was the middle of December, but we've gotten a lot more Christmas fabric in. And I want to start with this. I just love this. Anybody that knows me really well knows that I am a huge fan of Frozen and Elsa. So when I saw this fabric, it immediately made me think of Frozen, of Elsa. So I was really excited to see this. So we've got this. We're getting more of this collection in, but with this, and you really can't tell here, but actually the striping in here is pearlescent. So it looks pretty cool on there. So it's a really neat fabric. I thought it was really pretty. But with it came kind of a less, I kind of think is this kind of wild and crazy, but with it came this, and I absolutely love this. So this is what I'm going to call the more proper version. So you can get a little bit wild if you want. Same color tones, you can get something that's a little bit more less wild, less crazy. So I think this is beautiful. This does not have the pearlescent accents like this does, but it is still beautiful. We're getting this in another color. I think a red and a green is coming in also. In this same kind of collection, we also got this. So this is a beautiful coordinating fabric. It has little dots on it. This one, again, the dots are pearlescent. This has almost a batik look to it. So some of my favorite fabrics right now are these. So I've got to now find something I'm going to sew them with because I absolutely love those fabrics. Now this one is seriously one of the coolest fabrics I have seen in a long time. We got this in a couple colors. I think we have a red coming too. I think this is great. It's from the, just look at the name of the collection. I think it's called Sweet Holidays. I'm just going to turn so I can read the name. Yeah, Sweet Holidays. I think this is just some of the neatest fabric. The whole collection kind of has a candy. It's all got candy and stuff look. But this to me was just one of the neatest fabrics. We're getting this in a red, which I think will actually be here tomorrow. So to me, while this is a Christmas fabric, I feel like you could use it for pretty much anything. I just absolutely love it. The color's really rich. It actually looks, when you get up close to it, it looks almost like someone has taken silk and just kind of, you know, smushed it together. You know how it gets the different textures and colors based off the shadow. So this is one of my favorite new fabrics that we have right now. So I'm very excited about this one. Another one that I'm going to have to try to find something to do with. Now we got a couple versions of this. This isn't actually a new fabric. It's new for us, but I think it's just one of the coolest kind of with what I think of a tone on tone. So this is the Dreamscapes line. We got a couple different colors of this in. This is the more purple. I think this is called grape. I love this. I love how it's got, again, the tone on tone. You pick up a little purple in there as well. This I'm actually using in a kit that we've got that we have coming out right now. There's more of a periwinkle-ish blue purple color of this that we're actually using in a kit that we've got that is available out on the site right now. But I think this is great. So this is Dreamscapes. Like I said, this isn't necessarily a new fabric, but it's new to the shop right now, and it's really pretty. And like I said, I love the tone on tone with this. So that one's also one that'll be coming home with me. We've also got a bunch of new batiks in. I just brought two. I think I've mentioned before on the cast, like if you looked at my personal stash, you would see like 90% of the fabric I have is purple. It's a problem I have. I love purple fabric. So these are a couple new batiks that we got in. We got this pink. It's a bright like raspberry pink. I think it's really pretty. And then along with it is this more of a plummy purple. And actually both of them go really good with this if you wanted to do something together. So if you look out there, we got some new batiks. There's a couple other colors out there as well, but I just happen to like these two colors. And I figure since we were doing a lot of Christmas, these aren't necessarily Christmas, but they're really pretty fabrics and really fun. So going along with our Christmas theme from last week, like I said, we have just gotten a ton of Christmas fabric in. So I showed you that blue fabric. Here is its, I'm going to call it its sister fabric. And I'm going to bring this one back out. So this is the more of the Elsa blue, as I'm going to call it, with that pearlized dot. We also got this greenish blue in with that same pearlized dot. I think this is just really, really cute. I love dots, and I like that these dots are not super symmetrical. I don't know about anybody else, but a lot of times when you get something that's very heavily like rigid one way or another, they're wonderful to sew with, but you have to be super exact. And I know some of us, sometimes it's hard to do that. So having a dot that's a little more random, I think helps you have a little more depth to whatever you're sewing, but then it also helps ensure that you don't have to make your dots and your lines are perfectly straight. So this is one of the new ones. Along with this, we got a couple other new Christmas ones in as well. This one, we got this in a red, and then we also got it in a white with green. Let me show you both. So more fun Christmas fabric. We're going to be getting, like I said, a bunch of Christmas fabric in, I think, tomorrow. And then you should see that on the weekend. So if you're looking for something Christmassy, now's the time to look for it and get it. This is some of the new stuff. Along with this, we also got this in this week. So this is kind of a nice diamond check pattern. What's really cool is these little, I don't know if you can see where my finger is, there's actually little diamonds there too, and they have that pearlized effect. So this all came from that same collection. So really pretty. I love the colors in here again. A lot of gray with red this year is what I've been really kind of liking. So you'll see a lot of that in this shop. Some more traditional stuff, but a lot of stuff that's got the gray with the red, because I really just love how gray and red look together. So that's just some of the new fabric. This is all on the site. If you go out under on the new button on the front page, you'll be able to find all of this. It's all out there. Now, I wanted to take a minute to talk about some kits. We have a bunch of kits that we loaded on the site this last week. And I wanted to share a few of them with you guys. So this one is, it's going to be a little shiny, is one of our Reimagined kits. So what Reimagined is for us is a lot of times you'll see just a great pattern, you'll pick it up, and then you'll sew it and you'll be like, that pattern was really cool, but now, what do I do with it? We've taken some of these patterns that might be a year or two old or whatever, and we've taken some of the newer fabrics that come out, and we've basically reimagined the pattern with some of this new fabric. So for example, this one was originally Kringle Crossing. We've reimagined it with some of the Christmas fabric that we showed you 2 weeks ago. I love the Christmas fabric with the little sweaters. So what you'll get in these Reimagined kits, you'll get the original pattern so you can sew it, and then you'll get a cheat sheet that shows you how to substitute the new fabric for the old fabric. All the patterns in these Reimagined, the patterns are free. You're not paying for the pattern, you're just paying for the fabric. So, and if you would really just like the pattern, reach out to us through the customer service deck, and we can absolutely give you a download link to just get the pattern. I think we're going to try to get a spot on the site where we can just have the download links. I just don't have that done yet. But in the meantime, if you go look at one of these Reimagined patterns and you're like, I just want the pattern, let us know. So this is one of the new ones that we have out there right now. We also have this one out there. This actually isn't Reimagined, but this is the Rivers of Sequence. I love this fabric. I'm going to flip it over. It's a little hard to see this way, but it's really pretty. It looks like paint swirls, like you had oil painting and you painted with it. So it's got great colors. You've got the gray in there, purple, pink, blue. So this is a nice one. Look on our site. This is out there. This is Rivers of Sequins. We also have, this is one of the ones we have out there. So this was one of the collections we showed you last week, the Holiday Lane collection. We have the kits now packaged for this. So again, this is one where the pattern is free. We're just giving you all the fabric that makes it so that if you want to sew it, you don't have to go through and try to figure it out on your own. So Holiday Lane, I actually think there's 2 Holiday Lane patterns. I think there's this and there's another one I think that's just square. So go out and look for that. You might see 2 of those. Next we have, again from last week, we have them packaged as Welcome Winter. So this was the really cute fabric. It had the snowmen. It had like the little cups of hot cocoa. There's a lot of blue in here along with the gray and the red. This is now packaged at a kit. Again, the pattern is in here. It's with it. It's free. You're not paying for the pattern, just the fabric. None of these include the backing, by the way. If you need backing, let us know. We can get you the backing. This one also is one that we looked at last week. MidCentury Modern. So this is that really, really bright, fun fabric. A lot of purple, a lot of blue in here. We put that together also in a kit for you. So that's available on the website right now. And last but not least, this is another Reimagined one. So this is the original pattern for this was called Laser Beam, and it is still called Laser Beam. But it was done with like black and bright orange and green and lime green. And we have so many pretty purples and blues in the shop right now that I went ahead and kind of redid it using purples and blues instead of the green and the black and the orange. So I think it's a really nice, it uses a lot of the gypsy fabric as well, but definitely staying in that purple blue. Again, I love purple, so you're going to see a lot of that. So this is out there as well. This does include a pattern that isn't a free pattern, but I think the pattern's just a couple dollars. So this is a really nice kit though. Again, the backing isn't included on this one, but it is out there on the site right now, and you can go buy this one as well. So with that, I think that is all the new stuff we have this week. So next week, we're going to talk about, we're going to show you some new stuff because we're getting a whole bunch of stuff in. We're going to go over Virtual Quilt Club and what that means. We're going to give you a place to go sign up for it so we can see how many people are interested in it. And then I think we're also going to talk about the Sew With Me project. I'm hoping we'll be ready to talk about the Sew With Me project that we're going to do in June. So in June, we're going to do a paper piece project. It's going to be a set of placemats that you're going to be able to paper piece. And I think they're going to be Halloween themed. So we'll have some Halloween fabric that we'll put with that you can do so you can make those as well. So with that, I think that's everything we've got for this week. So thank you guys for joining. Please go visit the website, like us on Facebook, like us on YouTube, and we'll look forward to seeing you again next week. Thanks.